Hello and welcome to the second video of my rocket jumping tutorial series. In this video, I'll be covering the standard rocket jump, height control, wall jump, and strafing. Near the end of the video, I will also take the time to address some of the things you might have wondered about, so stay tuned till the end. To initiate the standard rocket jump, press jump, crouch, and shoot at the same time. The key word here being the same time. Getting this timing down can be tricky, so you can start by only pressing jump and shoot simultaneously. Once you can consistently pull that off, you can go ahead and add crouch to it. Although you can sort of rocket jump with just jump and shoot, you will notice that you gain significantly more momentum when you crouch as you rocket jump. Keep practicing until you can pull it off at least 5 out of 10 tries. Once you're airborne, you need to hold crouch and not hold W. This is a crucial habit to develop, and it will eventually become a second nature to you with enough practices. You may have noticed that I went slightly to the left from performing the jump. This is because the rocket came out from the right, which shoved me to the left. If you just want to go straight up, press the D key after jumping. This will negate the horizontal momentum you gained from the jump. To go even higher, you need to center your rocket, which is quite simple. Just rocket jump while you're walking to the right. However, as a trade, you won't gain a lot of speed. Instead, if you walk forward before you rocket jump, you will cover a decent distance. But as I said before, you need to let go of the W key as soon as you're in the air. Holding the W or the D key right before rocket jumping might throw your timing off, so make sure you practice enough. If you're having a difficulty performing the standard rocket jump, try working on the timing of the 3 keys: jump, crouch, and shoot. Now, let's talk about height control. Although you can cover a considerable height from a rocket jump, you might also take more fall damage than you like. You can avoid this by deliberately limiting your vertical momentum. The easiest way is to not press crouch when rocket jumping, but as I said before, you won't be able to gain as much momentum. The trickier way is transferring some of your vertical momentum into your horizontal one. If you place your aim on the ground further away from you, it will allow you to cover more horizontal distance instead of vertical, which in turn allows you to take less fall damage. However, there is a point of shooting too far, and once you reach it, you will get nowhere. You probably noticed that when I placed my aim at the front, I went backwards. So while you're walking backwards, you can try rocket jumping to get more forward momentum. But it can be a hassle to do a full 180 turn every time you want to rocket jump, and while you're walking backwards, you're in a vulnerable state from the enemy players. Furthermore, this technique can limit your strafing, which is an essential mechanic to jumping. Thus, this certainly isn't a good habit you want to develop. So, to eliminate these problems, you can flick your aim slightly more than 90 degrees to the right. Imagine the soldier as a 3D rectangle. Essentially, you want to shoot at the back corner of your right foot. This technique can seem complicated at first, so please take the time to practice. You can start off by walking to the left with the A key in the direction you're heading. Now look straight at the ground and perform the standard rocket jump. You might have noticed that I covered as much distance as I did with the walking backwards technique. This was possible because of how the rocket is shooting out from the right. And when you're walking to the left, the rocket lands farther away from you, allowing you to gain more speed. If you want to minimize the fall damage as much as possible, you can experiment by aiming the rocket farther away from you. Now once you're getting comfortable with this concept, try walking like you normally would with the W key beforehand. You will need to learn to switch between your W and your A key quickly enough to make the transition from walking to jumping as smooth as possible. It will take you some time to get this technique down, so practice and practice. Perseverance is the key. If you're having some trouble, you might want to go back to jumping straight up and down to build a stronger muscle memory for the timing of the 3 keys: jump, crouch, and shoot. You might need to gain a lot of horizontal momentum instead of vertical for certain jumps. In this case, you can propel yourself forward by shooting off a wall. Besides shooting at the wall part, everything else is pretty much the same as the standard rocket jump, but it's worth noting that you're supposed to hold either the A or the D key depending on which side you're on. If you're on the right, use the A key, and if you're on the left, use the D key. Do not use the W key for this kind of jump. It is the key of doom. When learning this technique, first try holding either A or D during the entire time. While doing so, you can try figuring out where you're supposed to place your aim on the wall. If you aim too high, you'll most likely not stay airborne for long, and if you aim too low, you'll most likely fly high into the air but not move very quickly. You might have realized that upon holding either the A or the D key during the entire jump, the trajectory in which you're moving will be diagonal. If you want to cover as much distance as possible, you need to fix your trajectory with the key that counters that movement as soon as you're off the ground. For example, if you perform the jump from the right side with the A key, then you need to press the D key to stop going left during your flight. If you're having a hard time pulling this off consistently, make sure the timing of your jump, crouch, and shoot is good. If you feel like your timing isn't off, it probably means that your aim on the wall is either too high or too low. Knowing how to maneuver through the air is essential to rocket jumping. To strafe to the right, hold the D key and slowly move your mouse to the right. To strafe to the left, hold the A key and slowly move your mouse to the left. And always remember that the W key does not do any good when it comes to strafing. Depending on your mouse sensitivity, you may need to move your mouse more quickly or slowly than you may think. However, if you move your mouse too quickly, it will make you lose most of your momentum. You can try honing your strafing skills by going on a private server and using the following command: SV_gravity200 to get low gravity. If you don't know how to use console commands, please check out my 13th video in the series. I'd also recommend you do this on PLR Hightower since it has a high skybox. Try to move your mouse quite slowly at first, then try doing it more quickly up until when you can no longer strafe properly. If you feel like you went through enough practices, you can reverse the gravity with SV_gravity800 and try strafing again. Strafing may seem like a complicated concept at first, but with enough patience and practices, it will eventually become a second nature. If you're having a tough time with it, try to figure out what's going on. First things first, are you pressing the W key at all after you jump? If so, you need to keep reminding yourself not to do that. Are you losing all your momentum every time you attempt to strafe? Try moving your mouse much more slowly, or lower your mouse sensitivity. Are you just not able to strafe as much? Try moving your mouse more quickly, or increase your mouse sensitivity. Strafing also helps you gain more speed while you're airborne. In this clip, for example, I first merely hold down the W key even after going straight up in the air with the taunt kill, but I don't go very far. The second time I do it, however, I keep strafing to right and left as soon as I go over the fencing, which allows me to cover more distance. If you manage to build this habit, you will also make yourself less vulnerable to air shots, since your trajectory becomes much harder to predict. Pretty much all the expert jumpers and other great competitive players also do this, so take the time to learn this as well. Now here's a more advanced tip. When you're moving very quickly in the air, it will become significantly harder to strafe. However, if you slow yourself down first with the S key, you'll be able to strafe just fine. It's worth noting that you need to slow down before you start strafing. If you try to strafe while holding the S key, you won't be able to achieve the desired outcome. Intrigued why I told you not to hold W while being airborne? Well, it's simply because you can't strafe as sharp when you do. Although the W key is essential to perform certain jumps, and I will certainly go over them in the future, it's far better for you to just develop the habit of not holding W for now. In terms of crouching in the air, it's a great habit to have as there are only benefits to this. Doing a normal jump with crouch allows you to reach higher places than a normal jump without crouch. Likewise, for rocket jumping, it might just be the difference between making a jump or not. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a like, and if you want to see more content like this, please subscribe to my channel. If there's something I can improve on, please let me know in the comments below as well. Take care.